Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So in today's pick a card reading, we're going to be finding out who is reaching out to you soon and what it is that they have to say to you. There's not much to explain for this reading because it's going to be pretty straightforward. But one thing I did want to say before we get into it is I want to leave it up to each person watching to decide what soon means for them, because what I consider soon, what you consider soon, what other people watching consider soon is going to be vastly different based on our subjective perception of the passing of time and how long we're willing to wait for communication. So if there is a specific time range that you would like to know about, or a specific time range that you consider soon, I invite you to set the intention to hear about that window of time. So for example, if to you soon means a matter of days, ask your higher self to direct you to the group pertaining to the person who's going to reach out to you in a matter of days. If you want to know who's going to be reaching out to you within the next month, ask your higher self to guide you towards the messages pertaining to someone who's going to reach out within the next month. With that being said, you absolutely don't have to set a specific time frame. That's just for those of you who want to. You could very much leave this open and just say like, I want to know who's reaching out in the vague near future, whenever that might be. So I'm going to leave that up to you. There are 4 groups to choose from today. If you do happen to be drawn to more than one, that could be a sign that there's multiple people who are going to be reaching out to you soon. So definitely feel free to listen to any and all readings that you are feeling called to today. With each reading, we're going to be using a different tarot deck, and I've also placed different crystals on top to help you pick. I will show you one random card from each deck as well, so you can see what the artwork looks like. I just shuffled each deck, and whatever card came out is the one I'm going to show you. We do have a bit of a mixed bag today, so some of the cards you're going to see are like the textbook positive cards. Some of them are textbook challenging cards. So just go with your gut when you're choosing the group. A positive card in the intro doesn't mean that the reading's going to be sunshine and rainbows, and a challenging card doesn't mean that the reading's going to be bad. So go with how the artwork makes you feel. You can go with the crystal if that works better for you. As always, there's a few different factors to help you pick, but without further ado, let's get a close-up look at each of your options. For my group number 1s, we have this Chrysoprase heart, and we're going to be using the Jupiter Power Tarot. And your card is the 9 of Pentacles. For my group number 2s, we have this Rose Quartz Moon, and we're going to be using the Blissful Dolphin Tarot. And your card is the 5 of Wands. For my group number 3s, we have this Shungite Sphere, and we're going to be using the New Moon Tarot. And your card is the 2 of Swords. And for my group number 4s, we have this Citrine point, and we're going to be using the Alchemia Tarot. And your card is the 2 of Cups. Okay, so here are all of your options laid out side by side so that you can compare them and see which one or ones are calling to you the most. As always, take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with number 1. Hi number 1s, so if you guys chose the Chrysoprase heart and the Jupiter Power Tarot, this is going to be your reading. So we have to make sure that you have found your group. I am going to describe the energy of a person, and if this sounds like someone you know and someone you want to hear from, then keep watching because that's a sign that you have found your group. If you do not recognize this person, or if you do recognize them but you don't want to hear about them, then feel free to choose a different group. Some hints that we might get about who this is are how you know this person, what they're like, and their current energy and circumstances that they're going through right now. So once we have confirmed that this is your group, we will see why this person is reaching out, what it is that they want to say to you, what it is that they want to do with you, like what their intentions are with this communication. We are going to have an extended today, but I just wrote "we'll see" because it's really going to depend what comes out in this reading. But basically, we would be seeing how this whole situation is gonna play out if you respond, or like how you could respond, and then what will happen and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so let's get into it. Who's the person who's about to reach out to my group number ones? Okay, we have the number 5, we have the sign of Pisces, and we have Saturn. The number 5 here is definitely making me think of admirer. So this could be a sign that the person who's going to reach out to you soon is a secret admirer, or it could be someone whom you admire. There could be an energy of creativity here, or a muse sort of energy. So this could be a person who inspires your creative process or projects, or vice versa, someone who is inspired by you. It of course could be mutual. I feel like this would be someone who makes you want to evolve and become more mature and become the best version of yourself. I heard like, oh, I gotta get my shit together. So it could be like when you're observing this person out in the world, you're like, wow, I really look up to this person. I want to be like them. There's sort of an aspirational quality. And it makes you kind of work harder towards your goals, or really want to make your dreams tangible. There's like an inspiration sort of energy here. And I think that they maybe even have been a catalyst for you spiritually, because they sort of push the boundaries of what you believe to be possible for yourself. And I also just heard the word woo-woo. So maybe you've had some experiences surrounding this person or your connection with them that feel a little bit like woo-woo, a bit out there, but divinely guided. They're pushing the boundaries of what you believe to be possible for yourself, or what you believe to be realistic in the universe. And I am getting the sense that this is like reciprocal. So I feel like you have an aspirational quality to them too. Like there's certain things about you that they aspire to, and you also push them to work harder. It seems like really a mutually beneficial connection. I'm taking these astrodice more as like the overall energy, so you don't have to resonate with the specific placements, but as an extra confirmation, Saturn in Pisces could be significant for some of you, or Saturn in the 5th house. A Pisces in the 5th house person or a Scorpio rising person could be significant, but again, it doesn't have to. I'm just more looking at the overall energy. So let's look at these cards as well. We have the Magician. Okay, so this is a very powerful person. 444, as I said that. Powerful, I'm hearing like persuasive. Yeah, powerful, persuasive, intelligent, calculated, as in they're really moving intentionally in the world right now. I feel like this is an ambitious person, and they just move through the world in a very like intentional way. I think I already said that, but they have that kind of artist or creative or dreamer quality to them, but they're also very analytical and logical. They have that balance. I would also say this is someone who has been very successful in their life, or they have a lot of potential to be successful. They have some kind of influence as well. So they could be in a high position professionally, or they're just well liked and well respected, and that gives them kind of like social influence in a way. I think they're a good communicator, or yeah, they articulate themselves well, and when they speak, people listen. They have a kind of authority about them. And I think they have quite a good balance between playfulness and seriousness in their personality. So it's like they're approachable, they're friendly, they're playful, but also like you're gonna listen to what I say. They have that authority about them as well. We have soulmates. So this is probably someone whom your soul wanted to meet for a reason, and actually quite likely that your soul and their soul made this mutual agreement to come into each other's lives at a certain time to help each other and to further your journey. I am thinking about, they say penguins mate for life. I'm pretty sure that's true. So this could be someone who has the potential to be in your life for a long time, or the agreement that your souls made together to help each other will happen over several years, maybe even like decades for some of you. But yeah, it feels like a multiple year soul agreement. You are, why do I want to say flavoring? That's such a weird word, but maybe, I don't know, maybe cuisine is like significant to someone, or clairgustance, like psychic tasting. I heard like you're flavoring an era, a distinct era of each other's life. This isn't really someone who's gonna come and go. They're gonna be a recurring character and a recurring like supporting role in this whole era of your life. And you are going to be in theirs as well. It could also be that this is someone who's already been in your life for a long time and that you've been fond of for a long time. Even the fact that the magician has an infinity symbol on top of their head, it does just seem like a long time commitment kind of thing. The work that your souls are gonna do together, it's a long-term commitment. And we have boundaries. Interesting. So soulmates and boundaries together, I feel like this person is quite selective about who they let into their, I'm hearing their circle of influence. Like, I want to say this is a powerful person. I'm also picking up on Jupiter energy. Maybe that's because of the sign of Pisces here. It's like, if you're in this person's circle, you will get blessed. So they have a generous spirit. They have an abundant and generous spirit. And it's really in their nature to share their blessings with the people around them. But that's not just anyone. They have strong boundaries about who they let around them. You know, like just my people, just my soul family. Okay, that feels kind of Cancer-y as well. And now I think I've mentioned every water sign: Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. A fire sign with water Mercury or a water sign with fire Mercury could be significant. We have the numbers 1, 41, and 46 here. So those could be significant numbers, or just like the numbers 1, 4, 6. The number 5. Okay. If this sounds like someone you know and someone you want to hear about, then you have found your group. So let's see what it is that they want to say to you. Why are they reaching out? There's something about getting lost in the flow, but I don't know if that's about this connection or like with something you're doing. I don't know. Maybe that will come back later. I just heard like lost in the flow. You call the shots. Someone's thoughts of you. And a relationship. Okay. I feel like this person has been talking about you before they reach out. They are talking about you to people around them. That could be their friends if this is a more personal relationship, or, you know, peers and colleagues if this is more a professional relationship. But I feel like they have been admiring you. They have their eye on you, and they're talking about you positively to people around them. Depending on the nature of this connection, like, take this if it resonates, they could be recommending you. You know what I mean? So like, I don't know, let's just say this is my reading, and then someone's like, hey, you should watch KINO Taro. It's like, you know, they could be recommending something that you do. Like, oh, you should check out group 1's stuff. You should keep your eyes open for group 1. It's like that kind of vibe. Or, oh, I really want to introduce you to group 1. They're so awesome. You and group 1 would get along. They're talking about you to other people like this. I guess you could say that's recommending. Like, I recommend you meet group 1. I recommend you pay attention to group 1. So it seems like they're excited about you and excited about your future potential. And I feel like they're curious. They're curious about how you want to move forward. And this is advantageous for you. They are approaching your dynamic in a very open way, like with openness and excitement. It would be a bit dramatic for me to say they're down for anything, but they're open. They're open. So, you know, just for one example, like, let's say this is someone you want to work with or someone you want to work for. They're not just gonna say like, hey, I'm hiring you, now do what I say. They're saying, I want you on board on the team, and I want to hear about your ideas and your vision. Like, I want your input. So they value your ideas, your vision, your desires, like I want to say your creative instincts. There's a lot of creativity in this group. In the case of a more personal relationship, this could be interpreted as like whatever type of dynamic you want with this person, they're down for it too. So maybe like it's a situation where you've been waiting for them to take the lead, but they're actually curious and excited to hear from you and to hear what you want. I think this person has a lot of respect for you and values your wishes, and in some way they want to help make a wish of yours come true. Again, there's that Jupiter energy around them, just like benevolent, generous, open-minded, open-hearted, and loving. Like, this is a very loving and giving person. Okay, now let's get into the deck you chose. So, what are they gonna say when they reach out? We have the Lovers. We have the Hanged Man. And we have the Ace of Wands. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have the Page of Swords. Okay. So again, there's like strong signs of creativity here with the Ace of Wands, strong signs of them talking about you to other people with the Lovers. The Lovers is ruled by Mercury, it's ruled by Gemini, and of course, it talks about relationships. So they could be I feel like the next time they reach out, they may be wanting to introduce you to someone, or wanting, wait, what did I say? Or wanting to introduce someone to you. So it could be like, I want you to meet my friends. I want you to meet my family. Or I met this person who I think could be a good connection for you, and I want to introduce you guys. Or I have like a networking opportunity for you. Come to this event. There's going to be a lot of interesting people that you could talk to. It's kind of like they want to help you get connected in the right way, and want you to really be more in their life, more in their circle, and feel more of a sense of belonging. Yeah, there's a feeling of like, welcome to my world. Yeah, welcome to my world, welcome to my life. They could also, I was just about to say they could call you. So you might actually have a phone call with this person when they reach out. They may be asking for your opinion about something. And I'm hearing not advice. Okay? It's not really advice, because your guides are making a distinction. Advice feels heavy. It feels like it takes a lot of mental and emotional energy to give advice. Whereas if they're just asking your opinion on something, it's like they're asking about your taste. They're asking about like your preferences. Like, what would you do in this situation? I don't know. What do you think? Like, I'm thinking of doing XYZ. I'm thinking of making XYZ decision. Like, what do you think about that? It feels more lighthearted rather than heavy, the way that they're reaching out to you. It's not like, help, I'm at this big fork in a road in my life and I don't know what to do, and then you have to like really be careful with what you say. It's very much, it could even be like, if you resonate with this being a creative person, they could be like, hey, I just made this and I want to know what you think about it because I really value your opinion. Or they could be like, if you are a creative person, they could be reaching out to you and saying like, I showed the thing that you made to this person and they really love it and they want to meet you. So it's like, there's something about like creativity, making more connections, networking, being more involved in each other's lives, exchanging ideas, exchanging feedback. And when I'm sitting with this energy, it just feels really fun and exciting. Like I wouldn't be surprised if you're collaborating with this person, or like you're about to, or you're sort of becoming a part of each other's social circle, or there could even be like a social circle or a community that is building around you. But I really feel like this is not, well, obviously it's not the last time you're going to hear from them, but like their communications to you are going to be regular in this next era. Like you're going to be hearing from them a lot. I feel like you have a great intellectual connection and you can run ideas by each other. There's a feeling that you have been kind of waiting for them to take the lead out of respect, or just to be safe. Like, I don't know how they feel yet, so I'm gonna let them take the lead. But I feel like they are wanting you to be more assertive or more expressive. It's okay for you to take the lead more and say what you want, because I feel like they want to know what you want. They want to know how you feel. They definitely want to discuss future plans with you and future ideas. With the Hanged Man here, there could be some things they want to discuss with you that are still kind of up in the air. Like it's not for sure yet. They're asking you about something that's kind of like tentative. An example that's actually coming to my mind right now is I'm trying, me, Madison, like Aso, and Victasia, we're all like tarot reader friends, but we are trying to plan a trip to see each other all together sometime this year, but it's so up in the air right now. So because like I don't know when I'm gonna be on that side of the world, and then there's like the financial aspect of it all, and like where are we gonna meet. There's a lot of up in the air things, but because we're excited, we're just like, you know, talking about different ideas. So I feel like that's kind of the energy that they could be approaching you with. They could be talking about opportunities and offers that already exist that they want to give to you, but also kind of things that are farther in the future. Like what would you think if we did this? You know, like maybe we could go here together. Maybe we could do this together. I don't know when I can do it yet because I'm still figuring some things out. You know, maybe around this month-ish, like we could do this. I don't know, like let me know what you think. They're just like, I don't know, I feel really excited with this energy because it's like they're just kind of brainstorming and daydreaming about different ideas of what you could do together, and like they want your opinion about it. That's really sweet. And then yeah, they want to know how you feel about it and like what you want to do so that they can keep moving forward and like making more concrete plans. And I do think this is really someone who considers you often when they're making plans for their life and making decisions. Whether that's because like they want to directly include you in those plans, or they think like, what would group one do? Or like, I wonder what group one would think about this decision. Like they just really value your input is how it's coming through. And I think the reason I'm so excited reading this energy, I just looked up and saw 2222. The reason I'm so excited reading this energy is because they're going to be reaching out to you in an excited way. One thing I will say, this person moves fast, it feels like. So they could be coming to you with a lot of different things to talk about at once. And they could be, but you know what? I feel like they do get it done. Because what I was about to say is, I feel like they could be the type of person who gets kind of carried away and talks about all these things they're gonna do before it's set in stone. You know, like they call you, they're like, I'm gonna go on a trip overseas, and like they didn't even check availability yet. They don't even have the money yet. They're just like, I'm gonna do it. They're kind of getting carried away in the excitement. But you know what? More often than not, they just like find a way to make it happen anyway with the Magician. So just because it's still up in the air doesn't mean that it's not gonna happen. Like this person's gonna find a way to make it happen. They're excited and they want to talk about these future plans with you, and they want to include you in them. So at the bottom of the deck, we have the Page of Swords, and I feel like this is definitely a sign that you are going to be in regular communication in this next era, and also a sign that your dynamic could be becoming more blunt and honest. But I kind of see this as a good thing. Like it means you're getting closer. I'm thinking of, I guess this will apply for many cultures. Like I'm thinking of places where, you know, there's like the certain language and the way you would speak to someone formally when you don't know each other that well, or like when there's a hierarchy, and then there's the more casual, informal way of talking to someone when you're like friends. So in some cases, you could be kind of dropping the formalities with the way you talk. You know, sometimes I think like when don't know someone that well, I'm maybe like using a lot of like exclamation points and cute emojis to like soften the messages. But then when you get really close, you can just be like, hi, LOL. You can be, because it's like, we get it, we're close, like that kind of vibe. So you could be dropping some formalities or some kind of cushioning in the way you communicate and just being more direct and more blunt. But that's a sign of your closer bond, that it's kind of becoming more just like straightforward and informal. And it's gonna be easier to be more honest with each other. And it's gonna become easier to say what you want. Like, yeah, just to communicate directly is becoming a lot easier. That's what I'm feeling with the Page of Swords. So based on what we have uncovered here, okay, I'm coming back from the future because I have a revised list. So based on what we saw in this part of the reading, in the extended, we will take a look at what is it that they are saying to others about you? What is it that they are planning for you or planning with you? And what will happen if you choose to accept their offers and move forward with them? And then we'll also see some time frames, places, as well as signs and synchronicities that could be significant to the connection. Now, these don't necessarily have to be in the near future. Them reaching out is what's happening in the near future, but this is about the more like bigger picture of how your connection will unfold. So these times and places could be like at any point in the future. We will look into it. So I think that's what we're going to look at in the extended. That's going to be linked down below in the description as well as in the pinned comment. And there will be an option for just this reading. And there will be an option for the monthly memberships where you get access to all of the extendeds that go up every month. And that's available on a couple different platforms. YouTube, Patreon, whatever works for you. If you are considering a membership option, just make sure that you read the description of the different membership levels so you know exactly what you're getting. But I'm super grateful to everyone who considers that option. If you're gonna leave the reading here, thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm gonna have linked down below my Instagram, my memberships, which we were just talking about. You can watch all of the extendeds that go up every month, and you can also watch exclusive full-length pick a card readings for the members. I will link my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video. That is an original song. I'll also have my latest release linked down below. Thank you so much for being here. I'm sending so much love to you, your higher self, this person, their higher self, your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi, number twos. So if you guys chose the Rose Quartz Moon and the Blissful Dolphin Tarot, this is going to be your reading. So first we have to figure out whether this is your group. So I'm going to describe the energy of a person, and if this sounds like someone you know and someone you want to hear about, then keep watching because that is a strong sign that you have found your group. If you do not recognize this person, or if you do recognize them but it's someone you don't want to hear about, then feel free to choose a different group. Some of the things that we might see here as hints about who this person is are how you know them, what they're like, and their current energy or the current circumstances that they're going through. So once we have identified this person, we are going to see why they are reaching out and what it is that they want to say to you or what it is that they want to do. There is going to be an extended today, but I just wrote "we'll see" for now because it really depends on what ends up coming up in this reading. So when we get to the end of the reading, we'll see where we're at, but basically in the extended, we would be looking at like what would happen if you respond or how you could respond and what it looks like for you and this person moving forward together. Like, how is the situation going to play out? So let's get right into it and let's identify this person. Who is the person who's going to reach out to my group number twos soon? Okay, we have the number 5. Group number 1 also had the number 5. We have the South Node, and we have the sign of Cancer. So I am getting the feeling this is someone you already know quite well. This doesn't really give the feeling of someone you just met recently, like you're just getting to know them. I feel like you probably actually met this person a long time ago. Whether or not you are in frequent communication with them now, that will be different, I think, for different people, but there is a bit of a past energy with the South Node. So maybe this is someone you've known for a long time, and there was a period in the past where you were really, really close with this person, or you were seeing them a lot, talking with them a lot. You definitely know each other well. This is someone you're quite familiar with, and probably someone who you would consider like one of the most important people in your life. I think when you were, yeah, this is giving the vibe of like, it's not like you had a falling out necessarily. That could be the case for some of you, but more broadly, I'm just picking up on the sense that there was a time in the past where you were like messaging every day, or you were seeing each other really frequently, and that's not so much the case now. It could just be like life happened and you kind of drifted apart. But I feel like whenever you would talk or spend time together, the vibes were always really good. Like you had a lot of fun together. And yeah, this is definitely someone who's very important to you. So let's take a look at these cards and see if we can get some more hints about who they are. We have the World, Higher Power, and Death. Okay, so with the World card here, this could be someone who is at a physical distance from you. And actually that would make a lot of sense because, you know, just thinking about that energy of we used to talk all the time, we used to see each other all the time, and now we don't really. If one of you moved far away, that would definitely explain things. So obviously if you're physically apart from each other, you can't see each other as much as before, or you can't see each other at all. There could be a time difference between the two of you, which sort of impedes your ability to stay in touch frequently or to call each other. There could also be, for some of you, like a difference, like they could be from a different country or a different culture, or your native languages could be different. The World can give sort of this international or person from a different culture kind of feeling. And it could also have the message that most of your communication is like virtual rather than in person. So whatever the case may be, it does seem like there's some distance between the two of you right now. Now this might get a little bit confusing because when I saw Higher Power, I realized that for some of you, this message of like you've known each other for a long time and you know each other very well, that could actually be on a soul level, even if your human selves have met recently. But something that I do think will be consistent for all of my group twos is that you know each other well and you feel very familiar to each other. So if this is someone you've met recently, then there would be kind of this inexplicable familiarity between the two of you already. Like I feel you've either known this person forever or it feels like you've known them forever, is how I could say it. This would also probably be someone who you feel a divine orchestration in the way you met, the way you came together, or the fact that you're in each other's lives. It does feel like a higher power orchestrated that. With the South Node and Death here, some of you may feel like there's a past life connection with this person, or again, they just feel really familiar. Higher Power and Death does make me think also of like a powerful being on the other side, a being who is not incarnated right now, or maybe who doesn't incarnate anymore, like some kind of guide or master or elder spirit. And speaking of who is about to reach out to you, for some of you, there could also be a spirit guide or a passed on loved one who is about to reach out to you. But in terms of a person you will hear from soon, it's someone you are very familiar with, or they feel oddly familiar to you, and they're really, really important to you, and you haven't heard from them in a while. So Scorpio energy could be significant. as well as Cancer or Leo energy. Let's see what they would want to say to you. We have hidden talent. Oh, you are divinely guided. Nothing to worry about. An opportunity coming in. And blessing in disguise. So even in the time that you haven't been actively communicating with this person, it does appear that you have been heavily on their mind, and they've been processing some things about your previous interactions or about their feelings for you. The way it's coming through is that this person had some feelings that were even hidden to themselves. Like they couldn't see their own true feelings, or they couldn't see what was in their heart because they had placed some, I just heard like tinted windows, because I'm thinking about, you can't see into a car when the windows are tinted, and their heart was kind of like that. So even if they tried to look in, they had put up something protective to stop others from looking in, but then even they couldn't look into their own heart. So there's maybe some hidden or dormant feelings about themselves, about you, about life that are just coming up now that they'll want to share with you. And I also feel like the timing or the way that they reach out could feel divinely guided as well. Sort of like they're reaching out at the exact moment when you were thinking about them a lot, or like they reach out the day after you dreamed about them. It feels divinely guided, and I also think that there would be some synchronicities or some serendipity on their end that leads them to reach out to you. They experience some kind of synchronicity that reminded them of you, and maybe they can't fully explain, but they feel like they needed to reach out to you. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting. They're definitely coming forward to share things that they've realized about their own emotions, and I think a lot of what they say would probably not be surprising to you. But it's nice to hear it directly from them rather than having to read between the lines and guess how they're feeling. So probably what they say to you is just like confirming what you were kind of feeling and picking up from them, but it's still a big deal because like now they're outwardly saying it, and they're saying it with clarity and certainty, and you know, no room for second guessing. And we have nothing to worry about here as well. So I think them coming forward in this way really does ease some of your worries, because even though I think deep down you had an inner knowing of a lot of the things they're saying, it does mean a lot, like I said, to hear it from them, and hearing it directly from them prevents your brain from trying to fill in the blanks with negative scenarios. You know, like, what if they're thinking XYZ? What if they're feeling this and that? And, you know, when there's unknowns, I feel like our brain likes to fill in the blanks with the worst case scenario sometimes, even though our intuitive knowing says everything is fine. So another way to identify who this is could be like if the silence has been making you feel uneasy and your brain's like inventing these like, oh no, what if this, what if that? And then them coming forward to explain like what they've been processing and how they've really been feeling ends up easing a lot of your worries. We do have an opportunity coming in here. I'm more so feeling this as an invitation. So I feel like when they reach out, they're going to be inviting you either to hang out if you are in physical proximity of each other, or they will like ask if they can call you or do a video call with you. They're going to be inviting you to spend time with them in some way. And actually, even if you are physically far apart from each other, they may express that they want to come see you, or say like they want you to come see them. There will be some kind of invitation to spend time together. Blessing in disguise, in some way, like if this is resonating with you so far, I do feel like this whole situation could have made you worried sometimes, could have made you overthink sometimes. Now they're coming in to bring clarity and all your worries are washed away. But somehow this whole cycle will feel like a blessing in the end. Because I'm seeing you who at certain points in this journey would be worrying and overthinking, and what's coming through is like sometimes your brain would say some kind of crazy stuff. And when I say crazy, I mean like negative or unkind to you. And so it's like, okay, the fact that these thoughts are coming up right now, that's kind of something we need to look at. So maybe that's what the opportunity was. In a way, I feel like the situation provided an opportunity for you to face head on like deeper insecurities. That's not to say that this person triggered them, but that when there was silence or when there was quote unquote separation, that provided space for those negative thoughts and insecurities to like float to the surface. So you realize they were there because they weren't constantly getting hidden with distraction and stimulation. So it is a blessing in disguise, because if there were constantly things going on, you maybe would have never seen those things lurking under the surface. This was an opportunity to face yourself and face your shadow that may be uncomfortable in the moment, but in the long run, it would be something that you are grateful for. And in fact, now looking at this death card, this looks like a shadowy figure, and the death energy, the Scorpio energy, it can talk about deep healing and shadow work and like facing those parts of yourself that aren't all sunshine and rainbows and that aren't so pretty to look at all the time. But it's a blessing to be able to see them and to be able to shine a light on them. So there's a cycle of healing that's happening for both of you, and the next time they reach out to you, they're kind of coming to say like, okay, hey, I just did a bunch of shadow work and this is what I found. Through processing my emotions, this is what I realized about myself, and this is what I realized about the things I said in the past or the way I was behaving towards you in the past. And this is what I realized about what I want moving forward. Like they're gonna bring a lot of clarity to you, and like I said, it's gonna ease a lot of your worries. So let's get into the tarot deck that you chose. Oh, also the numbers we have here, we have 21, 4, and 37. Okay. I also heard something like they feel the weight of the world on their shoulders. Like they could have a lot of responsibility on them, whether that's like to work, to their family, to friends. They take on a lot of responsibility, but they also have a lot of responsibility placed on them. I think it's one of those situations where they take on responsibility themselves because they're capable, and then other people see them being capable and are like, oh, well here, have more responsibility then since you're so capable. And then it just becomes hard to carry it all. They could also be, I'm getting like oldest sibling energy. Like they've kind of had this role placed upon them to be the responsible person or to be the mature person. And then that doesn't leave a ton of room for them to be soft or to be the one who receives nurturing. What are they gonna say to you when they reach out? We have the Hierophant. We have the World and, oh, wow, the World and the Eight of Wands. Okay, for those of you who are at a physical distance with each other, they might actually have plans to come see you or plans to travel or move to be closer to you, because the World just came up again. And then the Eight of Wands is Mercury energy. So like transportation, moving, and then like Sag energy, which can talk about travel. So okay, this is really, really specific, so maybe it's just for like one person watching this, but they might tell you that they got into a school and so they can move to be close to you. So like, I don't know, they got into a university in your city, so they're gonna move to your city. Or some like study opportunity. It could be a work opportunity as well. We have an opportunity coming in. So they might be telling you about an opportunity that they received that then allows them to be closer to you or allows them to spend more time with you. For some of you, this could also be they got a new job offer. That means their hours are a lot more free. Their hours are a lot more flexible. They got a better job that gives them more freedom, and so they can spend more time with you. It's like they received an opportunity in their life, but then that benefits your connection because they'll be more available and you'll get to like see each other more. You'll get to spend more time together. Especially like if you've already had talks with this person where they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so busy at work, I'm so busy at school, I want things to change, I want to change schools, I want to change jobs. They might be reaching out to you to say that like they finally were able to make that happen and they want to celebrate that news with you. Again, that's like really specific just for some of you, but I do think they're going to be telling you something, some kind of life update that means they will be able to see you more. So they're going to be closer to you, or their schedule is going to be more free for whatever reason. That's definitely something coming through. Also with the Hierophant, for some of you, like they could have been going to therapy and like they're telling you about that, or they've done some of their healing and shadow work under the guidance of someone else. Like they've received help for this journey of healing and processing. They may also be letting you know that they've taken some of your advice. Maybe you advised them to read a certain book, or you advised a certain healing practice or wellness practice for them that you thought would be beneficial to them. You recommended something to them and they're gonna say like, I did that thing that you suggested and I had amazing results. So like, thank you for your help. These messages are pretty specific, but I'm just gonna go with it because that's what's coming up. What else are they gonna tell you? Okay, but yeah, I think you're gonna notice when you hear from them next time, it's like their well-being has improved a lot, or they just feel like they have a stronger sense of self. They feel more confident, they feel more sure of themselves. They feel like they've grown a lot. I imagine you'll be proud of them. We have the Knight of Cups, the Ten of Swords, and the Page of Swords all coming out together. what's coming through here is that they're saying something very sweet and affectionate, could even be romantic depending on the nature of your connection, but they're doing it in such a non-romantic or like unclimactic way that it kind of ends up being funny. This could play out in many different ways, but it's like the energy of they're serenading you and then their voice cracks, or they're reading you a letter that they wrote but they're stumbling on their words, or they say the wrong thing, or they blurt out something instead of saying it in a very poetic way. So the delivery is like non-romantic, but what they're saying is actually very sweet and affectionate. I wondered if they'll be saying they love you, but they just do it in such a casual way. It's kind of hard to ground the energy, but it's something that it feels like it should be this very like sweet and poetic moment, but they deliver the message in such a dry way, or they screw it up, or they blurt it out instead of saying it sweetly. But I feel like that is going to be endearing in itself, you know? Yeah, it's just like very stripped back and blunt, but that's authentic, you know? That's authentic to them. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Six of Swords. So, okay, literally, that message of travel and moving is coming up again. So, if you're in a long distance situation with this person, you're gonna be seeing them soon, and you may be entering into an era where you are no longer long distance. And I also think you're gonna notice moving forward that they really are making an active effort to stay in touch with you and get back to you in a timely fashion. Especially for those of you, like if this person has struggled with that in the past, you know, it takes a long time for you to hear back from them, or they're not really initiating conversations. It's like you can tell that they're making an effort to be better at that, and they're making an effort to check in with you. I feel like in general, moving forward, there's gonna be a lot more just like open communication and checking in with each other and like sharing information with each other. So even if, let's just say for example, you couldn't see each other for 1 month, maybe in the past, like you would not hear from them in that 1 month period. But now, if you couldn't see each other for a month, they would be giving you frequent updates. Like, hey, how are you? I'm doing this right now. Like, I'm thinking of you. Even little things like, hey, just got to work, just finished work, just eating a snack, you know, like just those little daily updates that maybe are not important. I wonder if this person kind of took it too literally, because it's like, it's less about me needing to know what you're doing all the time, and it's more about just feeling connected with you. So they may have been thinking like, I don't need to update you when I'm waking up and going to bed because that's not important information. And it's like, yeah, but it's the sentiment of it. It's the fact that you're reaching out. It's the fact that you're connecting. That's what really matters. It's like, it's the principle of it all. And how do you know? Maybe I am interested what you're eating for a snack. Maybe I am interested in what show you're watching right now. Don't decide that's not important. I want to know these things. So I feel like they're getting better at updating you and just like keeping you in the loop, which is maybe something they either like struggled to do before, or they just didn't realize that like those little day-to-day things were important to you. Because again, it's like, it's less about the little facts of what they're doing and more just about the aspect of connection. So probably like they understand that now, and you will like see them making an effort to keep in touch and like enjoying these little day-to-day interactions with you. So this energy is super sweet. Okay, so this is the extended reading that I have handcrafted based on the messages we got in the main part of your reading. So we are going to see how this person has grown and changed. What have they realized about the connection with you? How is your dynamic with them going to grow and change now that you are like physically closer together, or you are keeping in touch more often? How are you going to grow together? How is your bond going to continue to deepen? Where is the connection headed? Things like that. And then we are going to see significant times, places, and signs pertaining to this connection. This doesn't necessarily have to be in the near future. What's happening in the near future is them reaching out to you. But in the extended, we're going to be looking at more like the bigger picture future of the connection. So the time frames, the places, they could be like at any point. They could be relevant at any point in the future. So yeah, if that sounds good to you and you'd like to join me in the extended, that's going to be linked down below in the description as well as in the pinned comment. It's available on a few different platforms, so you can choose whichever one works best for you. There is the option for just this reading, and there's also an option for the monthly memberships, which gives you access to all of the extendeds that go up every month. If you are considering that option, just be sure to read the description of each of the membership levels so you know exactly what you're getting. But I'm super grateful to everyone who considers that option. If you are gonna leave the reading here, thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have linked down below my Instagram, my memberships, which I just mentioned. You can watch the extendeds that go up every month. There's also a level with full-length exclusive pick a card readings. I will link my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video. That is an original song. I'll also have my latest release linked down below. Thank you so much for being here. I'm sending so much love to you, your person, your higher selves, your spirit guides, your spiritual teams, and all of your loved ones, both here on Earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi, number threes. So if you guys chose the Shungite sphere and the New Moon Tarot, this is going to be your reading. So the first thing we need to do is figure out whether this is your group. So I am going to describe the energy of the person who's about to reach out to you. And if this sounds like someone you know and someone you want to hear about, then keep watching, because that is a strong sign that you have found your group. If you do not recognize this person, or if you do recognize them but you don't want to hear about this person, then feel free to choose a different group. But some things that we might look at here as hints of who this is could be how you know this person, what they're like, as well as their current energy or the circumstances that they're currently in. And once we've identified this person, we are going to see why they are reaching out. What is it that they want to say to you? What is it that they want to do? And then there is going to be an extended reading, but I just wrote "we'll see" because I want to get to the end of the reading and see like what the messages are, and then we'll decide how to dive deeper. But basically, we'll look at things like how you could respond, or what will happen if you respond, and what does it look like with you and this person going forward? Like, how is this situation gonna play out? So yeah, basically that's the reading today, and let's get into it. So who is the person who's going to be reaching out to my group number threes? We have the number 10. We have Jupiter, and we have the sign of Aries. So because we have the number 10 here, this corresponds to the 10th house in astrology. So this would probably be someone with whom most of your interactions happen in a public setting, or you are more familiar with this person's public image rather than like who they are in private. So this could be like a work connection, or just someone you kind of have a more formal relationship with. This could also be someone who their presence in your life is somehow connected to your long-term goals, to your ambitions, to your reputation. This could be someone, actually with 10th house and Aries here, this could be someone who is in a leadership position. It could be your boss, like someone you work for, or someone you would like to work for. It could be like the head of a company, some higher up. And with Jupiter here, this does feel auspicious. Like, if you're hearing from this person, it's probably good news. You're getting a communication from a higher up, from the head of something, someone who can make decisions, someone who can make decisions pertaining to your future. I feel like they're gonna be reaching out with some good news. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting. This is giving like you got the job, you got the promotion, or you were accepted for something, you were chosen for something, or like your request was accepted, you were approved for something. This is kind of the vibe, but we're gonna keep going. We're gonna look at these cards to see if we can get any more hints about who this is. We have Justice. Okay, yeah, and that's giving the feeling that this person is reaching out to you because after some deliberation, they have come to a decision. This is looking good. Okay, we have we have Thinker. Yes. This is giving the vibe of someone who is like, who has reviewed your application, who has thought over your proposal, and now they're coming back with some good news for you. And then we have Armor. And okay, yeah, I'm also getting the sense that this person is hard to read. Okay, so for example, let's say you had a meeting with this person or you had an interview with them. Probably you can't tell what they're thinking when you're talking to them. They don't, and maybe that's on purpose. Maybe they have like a poker face. They don't want you to know if they're thinking positively or negatively, or they don't want to give away what they're thinking just yet. And then after careful deliberation, they'll let you know the result. So I feel like Armor is saying they're kind of hard to read, but also I feel like they're quite selective. So whatever you're being granted here, or whatever you're being selected for here, I do feel like it's highly competitive. I just got the feeling like you're coming out on top. I don't know, like this is the best case scenario. This is the best possible response that you could get from them. I'm also hearing plan A. You know, I'm almost seeing you bracing yourself. Oh, here's a perfect example. As a foreigner, when we apply for visas, like we want to get the longest one. We want to get, so in Japan it's 5 years. You might not get it. So you're like, okay, the best case scenario is that I get 5 years, but if I can't get that, maybe they'll give me 3. And then, you know, if that's not possible, maybe I'll get 1. But obviously 5 years is like the most ideal. And so I just got this feeling like whatever their response is, it's like the best thing that you could want or expect from them after a very strict evaluation. Ooh, okay, I'm excited for you, whatever this is. So let's pull a couple of papers from here to see what they are saying to you. Okay, an action to take. This is making me really excited too, because it's like they're reaching out to you with the next steps. So they're reaching out with like a congratulations, good news, we're gonna move forward, and giving you details about what the next steps are and what action you need to take now. We have, are you sure? Okay, that makes sense. So they're offering you something and they're gonna confirm now that you want to move forward with them. And actually the Justice card, it does make me think of contracts sometimes, as well as like committed partnerships. So you're going to be moving forward, committing to moving forward with this other party. So they're gonna confirm that this is what you want to do and then let you know what actions to take next. Oh, and we also have soulmate, soul family. I'm gonna put a pin in this one because, like, for some of you, it could be that this person is a soul family member, but it could also be that whatever opportunity they're giving you is going to put you in a good spot, like get you in the right place at the right time to meet a soulmate or to meet soul family. So we'll revisit this later in the reading, like when we pull some more cards for you. Numbers that are significant, we have 11 and 44, that feels significant, and we have the number 25 as well. Maybe for some of you, like, this situation started in 2025, like last year, and you're finally hearing back. I also feel like cardinal signs are significant. So Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn could be significant placements of you or this person or someone else involved. I know I said in the intro I wasn't going to say specific timeframes for when they're reaching out to you, but a cardinal season could be significant. So Aries season, like late March to late April, Cancer season, late June to late July, Libra season, late September to late October, Capricorn season, late December to late January. Whichever one of those is soonest from the time you're watching this, because this person's reaching out soon, that could be around when you are going to hear from them. All right, so let's get into the deck you chose. I think it's kind of cool and fitting that you chose the New Moon Tarot, because this definitely seems like bringing in a new beginning. I think you are getting more, you're either stepping into a new role as a result of this partnership, or you have more power within your current role. And the future's looking good for you. The future's looking bright. There's an energy coming through that I'm not sure how to interpret it. It could be one of two things. For some of you, it could be that you have been underestimated by people around you, and the version of you that you're stepping into in this new chapter and like what you're accomplishing is going to knock people's socks off, and it will very much prove wrong the people who've been underestimating you. But then another interpretation of this energy is that you've already accomplished a lot, and people around you might assume that, oh, you must be satisfied with what you've accomplished now and you can relax now. And you're like, no, no, I'm gonna achieve more. I'm gonna keep going, watch me. So either way, it's like you're achieving more and you're kind of surprising people. And I'm seeing a visual of someone running past the finish line and then they just keep running. Like everybody thinks you're gonna stop there at the finish line. And I just saw 11:11, but you're like, no, I'm still going. I'm still motivated. I'm gonna achieve more. That's like a victory lap kind of vibe. You don't have anything to prove to anyone, but you're gonna do it anyway because you can. I don't know if this is referring to something specific, but I just heard you're the type of person who could enter a contest just for fun and end up winning. Okay. All right, so let's look at some cards from the deck you chose. There's also, I'm getting another visual. Shout out to my clairvoyance. Oh, and Four of Cups is here. Another cardinal sign. This is Cancer. Yeah, cardinal signs are significant. Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. I was just getting a visual of someone lost something in the snow, and then the snow melts. Like spring comes, the snow melts, and the object is still sitting right there where it was left. So it wasn't gone, you just couldn't access it because there was a thick layer of snow on top of it. And then the snow melts away and it's right there, right where you left it. That just came to me as a visual. It could be a metaphor for something. Like, even if you've had something on the back burner, you haven't touched it for a while, a gift you haven't accessed in a while, it's still gonna be right there. You may have to defrost it a little bit, but it's not gone. It's just hiding. With the Four of Cups here, it does seem like when you get this news, you're not gonna be acting as excited as you imagined. And for some of you, it could be because it's not really hitting you yet. It doesn't feel real yet. This may be a situation where there's a bit of time, like from when you get notified about how your life is gonna change and to when your life actually changes. An easy example of this is like getting notified that you got accepted into a school. So from the time that you're notified to the time that the school year starts, there could be a few months. And so it's like, it doesn't really hit you immediately. I guess what I'm seeing is you maybe imagine that when you get this news, you'll be bouncing off the walls, but you're not. Like, it's not hitting you, or it just feels like so, like it just makes sense. Like, of course I got this opportunity. Of course I got selected for whatever it is. Like, it just feels very normal. You don't really feel any different, because I feel like your self-concept has already been here for a long time. And so this manifestation is like, the world is just catching up to who you've always been. So you may not really feel any different. And it feels oddly normal to you. I'm also getting this analogy of like meeting like someone you've really idolized, but when you actually meet them, you're like, oh, hey, you're just like totally chill about it. You're chiller than you thought you would be, because it already feels normal to you. You already feel like you're an equal to this experience or to this opportunity, because you've already, like, maybe you've just always felt that way, or you've already done the work to build yourself up to a level where you felt like an energetic match to this. So it just seems like the next natural progression. We have the Five of Cups and the Empress. Oh, wow. I'm thinking about that, the vision of something lost in the snow again. Because the Five of Cups is like a loss, but the Empress is a birth. So it's giving like something was a seed and it was buried in the snow and it was like underground and you thought it was gone, but it was actually, is germinating the word? I don't know, when the seed's getting ready to to sprout. Just because something is out of sight, it doesn't mean it's gone. It's actually growing under the ground. Ooh. This is giving the vibe like you maybe thought some efforts of yours were wasted, but they were growing behind the scenes. Something you thought was like lost resources or a wasted effort is going to come back around and bear fruit for you now. Ooh, I like this energy. For those of you who have been, this may just be a few of you, but if you've been struggling or like someone close to you has been, okay, I'm hearing it like struggling with fertility. And I don't know if this is literal or, because when it comes to birth, I can think of it like in the literal sense of giving birth, but I can also think of it as like giving birth to ideas. So there may be like a period of fertility for those of you who have been wanting that, whether it's, again, like whether that's for starting a family or creating ideas. This could be like a fertile period after like a creative drought or after struggling with that energy. We also have the Queen of Swords. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Three of Swords. Okay, so I feel like whoever's reaching out to you here, they're gonna be ready to get to work. So, it does seem like your life is gonna change pretty quickly. So maybe you just get used to this new life, this new lifestyle, this new routine. You get used to it quickly. Because I don't know, I just get that feeling like this, you thought it was gonna feel like really exciting and surreal, but it just feels normal. It just feels like normal life. They're going to communicate to you in a very clear way. Like they already have a very clear plan of action of what this is going to look like. So like let's say you got a job offer, and then with that they've already sent you like, okay, this is what your training is going to look like. On these days we're going to do this and this and this, and then you're going to officially start on this day, and these are all of the details. It feels like very well organized. You don't have to go back and forth that much. Because they've already been so thorough and clear with their communication. Now, of course, if there's a contract involved, you definitely want to review that carefully, but it just seems like there's going to be minimal back and forth and not a lot of things to clarify because they're pretty clear the first time, which that's like the best kind of person to work with. Like they're very transparent and clear about what the next steps are and what is expected from you. Also, what I feel with the Three of Swords here, this is kind of like, this could be what is making you successful or the reason this person chose you. It's like when things get difficult, it seems like you lean into the difficulty and see it as an opportunity for growth. I'm looking at these snakes and, you know, the Three of Swords, it can talk about like a challenging time. I just saw 2222. a challenging time, a stressful time, and these snakes look like they are trying to escape the challenge, and this snake, which I think is you, is leaning into the challenge. It seems like you don't cut corners and you don't compromise on quality. You will do the thing that takes more time and that is harder and that's more of a pain in the ass if it means that you can get your perfect like desired outcome. I feel like you hold yourself to a high standard. You could have a bit of a perfectionist quality to you as well. And it's funny because I feel like what I'm gonna say sounds negative, but it's a good quality to have in this situation, because it's like, I don't mind doing things that are annoying or like driving myself crazy if it means I get the perfect result. Like, I can handle that. I'm not saying you have to force yourself to do that all the time, but that you seem like you're not the type of person to just give up when things get hard or try to take the easy way or like compromise quality just for it to be a bit easier. It seems like you're willing to do the harder things. And I think whatever you submitted to this person or whatever this person has observed from you, it really showed that you're willing to go the extra mile. And so I think you've really stood out to them. I do think that they'll be giving you some kind of praise, but not in an overly warm and friendly way. You know, I don't necessarily think it's that type of connection that you have with this person where they'd be like, oh my God, babes, like, you're so amazing. Like, you're so badass. They would just be like, I admire your excellent work. I look forward to getting started with you. Like, it feels pretty, not cold, but like detached and just an objective observation of your work. But with that being said, it probably means a lot to hear that from this person, because they don't seem like the type of person to like dish out praises and flattery and sweet talk to everybody. They're not like that. They probably give like praise and encouragement pretty sparingly. So when they say to you like, your work is excellent, keep going, that alone means a lot. I want to say that this person could be older, and that's kind of all that's coming through about them, but like an older, higher up. Some of you could know them personally, but it could also just be, you know, the person who's in charge of reaching out to you, or like administrative kind of person. But yeah, you're definitely getting some good news. Probably there's an opportunity coming along with that. And you're getting launched into this new chapter of your life where you have more freedom and you're able to accomplish more things. So it definitely does seem like this soulmate and soul family energy is more so saying that this new role or this new chapter that you're being I just heard like you're being given the keys to this new chapter. So a door is opening for you to step into your new chapter. And whatever room you're walking into, I think soulmate and soul family are waiting for you there. And these are probably people who have a similar role as you, and I heard like similar destiny as you. So yeah, this is definitely a very exciting new era. Okay, so based on what we have seen here, these are some questions that I have thought of for your extended. The first thing I want to see is which efforts of yours are paying off and how, because we got that message about like past efforts paying off, possibly something you thought was wasted efforts, and now it's finally coming back around to bless you. So I want to see what that is, what's paying off for you. Who is waiting for you in this new chapter? Referring to your soulmate and soul family. Who is waiting for you, and what will you do together in this new chapter? And then we are going to see time frames, places, and signs that could be significant. This doesn't necessarily have to be near future. The near future is when this person is reaching out to you. So these times, places, and signs could be referring to like the bigger picture of your journey. So yeah, if that sounds good to you, the extended is going to be linked down below in the description and in the pinned comment. It will be available on a few different platforms, so you can choose whichever works best for you. There will be the option for just this extended, or an option for monthly memberships where you can watch all of the extendeds that go up every month. And if you are considering a membership option, just be sure to read the description of each membership level so you know exactly what you're getting. But I'm super grateful to everyone who considers that option. If you're gonna leave the reading here, thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm gonna have linked down below my Instagram, my memberships, which I just talked about. You can watch all of the extendeds on there. We also have full-length exclusive pick a card readings for the members, and I will link my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video that is an original song. I'll also have my latest release linked down below. Thank you so much for being here. I'm sending lots of love to you, your person, this person, your higher selves, your spirit guides, your spiritual teams, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi number 4s, so if you guys chose the Citrine and the Alchemia Tarot, this is going to be your reading. So right before I started filming for you, I was just sitting here and I was trying to figure out if there had been an earthquake. Like I could have sworn there was if there was, it was a very small one, but really small earthquakes do happen sometimes, like just a little like and I was trying to figure out, like, was that just an earthquake or am I just kind of like rocking in my chair? And then I was trying to be really still and like look at the things around me to see if they were shaking. And I felt like they kind of were, but I'm not 100% sure. So this could be your group if you're starting to feel like signs of a manifestation are coming in, or you're starting to feel like the universe is confirming something to you, but the signs are still too subtle to say for sure. Speaking of which, I just saw 111. All right, so let's get into the reading. We have to start by figuring out who this person is. So I'm going to describe their energy, and if this sounds like someone you know and someone you want to hear about, then keep watching because that is a strong sign that you found your group. If you do not recognize this person, or if you do recognize them but you don't want to hear about them, then feel free to try a different group. Some things that might come up in this section to help you identify this person are how you know them, what they're like, their current energy, or the circumstances that they're currently going through. And once we've identified this person, we of course are going to see why they're reaching out. What is it that they want to say to you, or what do they want to do? And then there's going to be an extended today, but I just wrote "we'll see" for now because I want to see what messages actually come up for you. And then based on that, we'll see how it makes sense to go deeper in the extended. But basically, it will be something along the lines of like, how could you respond, or what will happen if you do respond? What will happen if you accept an offer from this person, and how will you be moving forward with them? Like, how are things going to play out after this, basically? So yeah, let's get into it. Who is the person who is reaching out to my group number 4s? Okay, we have 10, we have Libra, and we have Jupiter. Out of the 3 dice that I just rolled, 2 of them are the same as group 3, because group 3 also got Jupiter and 10. So this will be, this is someone who you have a personal relationship with. But there is kind of a professional aspect to it with the 10th house here. But it doesn't necessarily feel like you work together, or if you do, that doesn't feel like the main characteristic of your relationship, if that makes sense. How can I give an example of that? Like, okay, there's some people who I'm really good friends with now who I met because of my YouTube channel, which is like my job, but that has very little to do with our friendship. It's just how we happen to meet each other. So this could be someone like who you met through a coworker, or you met at a work event, or you met, what did I say before? You met through a coworker, you met at a work event, you met at your work, or you met at their work. You know, there's some aspect of one of your jobs involved in how you met, but it's not like, it doesn't feel like you have a strictly professional relationship, you know? It feels like you have some kind of personal attachment to each other. And this is someone who you feel like you don't feel like it. You do get along with them very well. Something else that is coming through is that you like this person a lot. I do think that this person is well liked in general. I think there's sort of a life of the party vibe to them, a larger than life personality. And I'm having trouble grounding this energy because on one hand, I want to say the way you have connected with them is special, but then there may be a part of you that is thinking, like maybe that's just how everybody gets along with them. And I'm actually really struggling to ground this energy, and maybe you notice like I already cut out a part of this because I just felt like I was blabbering and not saying anything. Like, because I'm second guessing everything I say. I'm like, you have a lot in common. Well, I don't know, like you get along really well, but I'm not sure. So you may kind of be overthinking your connection to this person, or overthinking about what you mean to them or what you are to them. And especially this question of, is what we have special? Because every time I want to say something positive about your connection, I feel this doubt coming in of like, oh, that's probably just how it is for everyone, you know? So like, oh, the way they were smiling at me, it looked like they were so happy to see me. And then this doubtful voice comes in and is like, oh, well, they smile like that at everybody. That's just how they smile. They're just a friendly person. Or I feel like we connected so well and we got along so well. Yeah, but they get along with everybody. I feel this kind of ping pong match going on in my brain where there's a part of you that feels this connection is really special, but then there's another part that doubts that you are special to them. Okay, let's look at these cards and see what else we can reveal. We have the Chariot. We have Time to Go. And we have Love. Okay. Now, looking at this Chariot card, I mean, these energies are quite similar. It's time for something to get set into motion, or it's time for you to go, it's time for you to make a move. But when I look at these sphinxes, they're like sitting, it looks like they're sitting there twiddling their thumbs, or like they're sitting there with their arms crossed. They're like, we're ready when you are. So I feel like you've been debating about making a move towards this person and they're gonna beat you to it, because this reading is about them reaching out to you. I feel like what we're seeing here is you debating, like, should I make a move? Should I go for it? Should I say something? And you took so long to make a decision that they just ended up reaching out first. I don't know if this is love, take it if it resonates, but I definitely think that, I want to say they make your heart flutter, or they've brought some kind of love into your life. Maybe they introduced you to something that you love, or they inspire you to do what you love. They help connect you to the energy of love, whether that's like your love for them, or they ignite your love and passion for something. But I really feel you on the fence. You're not on the fence about how you feel about them. You're on the fence about, should I make a move or not? It seems like the duality of the black and white sphinxes feels like a, should I go or should I step on the brakes? Then we have the duality of someone running versus someone lying down. You're like, I don't know if I should pursue this. I don't know if I should approach this person. And they're gonna beat you to it. And I feel like that's just, it's such a strong confirmation that you in fact are special to them. Because this is making me emotional. This way that they're about to reach out to you, there's no way you can say that they do this for everybody. There's no way you could question this. To the doubtful part of group 4's brain, that is not a challenge. Do not challenge me on that. There's no way. I feel like the way they've shown up for you and the way they've interacted with you until now, okay, maybe you could argue like, yeah, they just smile like that at everybody. They just compliment everybody like that. They just stare at everybody like that. They're just nice. They're just being nice. They're just being friendly. I'm not special. But whatever they're about to say to you this time, however they're about to reach out to you this time, there's no way they say this to everybody or they do this for everybody. Okay. They're about to prove to you that you're special, basically. What else can we know? We have not yet, how you can best serve others, and what you're manifesting. That's funny that we got a message about manifestation, because that was like one of the first things I picked up intuitively with that tiny earthquake that I wasn't sure if it was an earthquake or not. It was this feeling of like, I think my manifestation is coming, but I'm not sure yet. I feel like there's a manifestation that has been making its way to you, and it has been taking quite some time. But there is divine timing involved with it, because if you received it sooner, it may not have been the way that you could best serve others, or the way that would benefit the most people. This message has been coming up quite a bit recently, where like our guides want us to know that our manifestations benefit a lot of people and not just us as individuals. Really to just emphasize that like wanting to manifest your desire is not selfish. In fact, whatever you're manifesting, there's a collective who's manifesting it with you, because they will benefit from it as well. And so I feel like there's a huge confirmation here that your manifestation is coming, but it's a bit later than you originally thought, because if you receive it now, or if you receive it in the near future, it will serve and benefit more people versus if you had received it in the past when you originally wanted it. So a manifestation's coming that maybe feels delayed, but it's actually coming at the perfect time. I also feel like this person who's reaching out to you has wanted to for a long time, but has been holding back because they were waiting for the perfect moment. Maybe that was just an intuitive thing. You know, the Chariot is very going with your gut and going with your intuition. So it's like they've been wanting to reach out to you, but then they're like, no, the vibes are off. I can't do it yet. Like, I feel like this is a very intuitive person. And even though whatever they're communicating to you, they've already felt those things for a long time, but just on some level felt it wasn't the right time to say them. And in fact, maybe that was kind of spirit working through them. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I'll just randomly get the urge to say something to someone, or I'll randomly get the urge to create something. And I do feel like in those moments, maybe like spirit is working through me, or someone's guides are working through me and like urging me to say things at the right time so that it lands in the right way for someone else. You know, we contribute to other people's manifestations all the time without even knowing it. And so I feel like this person is contributing to one of your manifestations, but they don't even realize that. They're just acting on their instinct, and the timing that they reach out to you is perfect. And the way they make you feel in that moment is like the perfect fuel to lead you to take inspired action. So after this person reaches out to you and shares their feelings for you, I feel like you're just gonna feel so like buzzing with excitement. Like, yeah, you're just gonna be buzzing with excitement, and in such a pure, this sounds cheesy, but like in such a pure flow state that it's gonna push you into some kind of inspired action to manifest something. Okay? They're kind of activating you in a way with this pure offering of love that they're giving you. And this doesn't have to be romantic love. I'm honestly just seeing it as like soul love. Like their soul loves your soul, and they're giving you this offering of love, and it propels you into an action that will serve the collective and that will manifest a dream of yours. It's just like an offering from one soul to another. It's really beautiful, and there's no strings attached. This person doesn't expect anything in return, it seems like. They just want you to accept this love. Okay, so if you feel this way about someone, then you have found your group. We have the numbers 7, 45, and 31 here, which could be significant. A life path 7 could be significant. July 31st, because you have like 7 and 31. A 31-year-old, a 45-year-old. The 7th of a month, the month of July. A 7-year age gap. Now, why am I tasting vodka? I don't know, is alcohol significant? I don't know. Maybe you're like going for drinks with this person. They don't have to be alcoholic, but just made me think of going for drinks. Okay. So what is this person gonna say to you? Or what are they gonna do for you? How are they reaching out to you? We have the 7 of Wands. I feel like something you might not expect is that they also have doubts. This seems like a situation where you either mutually admire each other or you're mutually crushing on each other, but you both think it's one-sided. And it actually, I think, took a lot of courage for them to reach out to you. Or, yeah, because they had to face their fears in some way, or they had to face their insecurities in some way. And not let that stop them. There's a sort of boldness in the way they are coming forward. And honestly, this isn't anyone's fault, but it could be that, you know, if you resonated with being in that energy of hesitation, that could have read to them as like, you're not interested, and then that made it harder for them to make a move towards you. So I feel like before they reach out to you, they're gonna be really like hyping themselves up. Like I could see them, for example, typing out a message and then they're like pacing around the room like, okay, I'm gonna hit send. I'm just gonna do it. And they're like, I sent it. And there's that moment after they send it where they're like, oh my gosh, I can't unsend it. And oh my gosh, they responded, I can't look. Like they're the same way you might be feeling doubtful if you're special to them. I feel like they're going through the same thing. And I feel like you may perceive them as this like, oh, they must be so confident because they're the life of the party and everybody loves them. But I don't think that's how they see themselves. I think they might actually be more like shy and introverted and kind of scared of people, but they just do a good job of masking that. And so I think when they do reach out to you, it's actually kind of scary for them, and like they're not sure how you're going to react, but it's taken some time for them to get to this point, but they're like, I just have to do it. I just have to say how I feel. I'm gonna do it. And it feels like kind of bold. I do feel like your opinion of them, like they want you to be proud of them. Or like, they don't need your validation, but I think they want it. Ooh. We have the 5 of Cups. We have like half the deck. I think there's a lot that this person wants to say to you. Should I count these? 13. Interesting. Scorpio energy could be significant because 13 is the number of the Death card. And this is also a Scorpio card. Yeah, wow. This was really a big deal for them. Like, to come to this decision that they want to reach out to you. So, again, this is not, they're not reaching out with like a casual message. Because with the Death card energy and with, you can see this person like they're spilling the cups, like they're actively spilling the cups. This does kind of give the energy of someone pouring their heart out. And the death energy does feel like there's no going back. Yeah, this combined with that message of after they say this to you, there's no doubt that you're special. This honestly kind of seems like a confession of feelings or like a confession of love, because you can't really take that back. It's not like you can be like, I love you, haha, never mind, I was joking. Like, once you say it, it's out there. Once you've spilled these cups, you can't like put the water back in the cups. And water represents emotion. It can also represent like sensitivity, romance, divine love. I don't know, it feels like a pretty big statement of you are very special to me and I have very special feelings for you. Whether they use this word or not, that's basically what they're communicating in this communication. And so it does feel like a big deal to them. Even I feel like revealing that you in fact are special is a big deal too. It's vulnerable. I wonder, you know, I was thinking about the Seven of Wands, which sometimes makes me think of someone wanting to prove themselves in a certain way or someone wanting to be perceived in a certain way. It is related to Mars and Leo, so I do sometimes feel like a bit of ego in it. And I wonder if they're kind of swallowing their pride to spill their feelings like this. It's almost, I heard it's kind of like they're naked in front of you. I mean, I don't mean that literally, but depending on the type of connection, it could be. Honestly, I would say at this point, if this is not like a crush or romance situation, you shouldn't be watching this group, because it probably, as we get on with the messages and as we move into the extended, it's going to be harder to avoid that type of message. But yeah, when I first said that they're naked in front of you, I meant it like in a metaphorical way, like they're exposing their true heart and their true soul. But I mean, could be happening physically if that's something you want. Oh my gosh. I was like shuffling the deck and the devil like fell out onto my lap, which can indicate sexual thoughts. I mean, the devil, you can see he's very horny. Sorry, but that's funny. Okay, yeah, that's like the last confirmation for my non-romantic people to click off or to choose a different group, because we're just gonna fully head in that direction, I think. So I wonder though, because the devil can also talk about attachment and obsession. So there could be a point when they're reaching out where they're kind of being honest about how much they think about you and how much you mean to them. And it's probably a lot. Honestly, hats off to them for holding this in for so long. I feel like, because I feel like they've felt this way about you for a long time, but from a soul perspective, there was a certain timing for you to receive this message from them that was like the best timing for the collective. Because again, like, you receiving this message from them seems to activate something in you. And there's a divine timing for you to be activated that best serves the collective. Like, you're gonna get such a rush from this interaction, it seems, that like, it propels you to take certain actions, or it propels you to make certain decisions. It gives you courage to make certain decisions. It leads you to create certain things that are serving the collective at the time that they need it the most. And without realizing it, this person gave that fuel to you, gave that fire to you at like just the right moment. And until then, they're just like holding on to it. Holding on to that fire, like holding it in. Thoughts and prayers for your person, group 4. Okay, let's keep going. I mean, maybe you've been struggling with holding in these feelings as well. I'm thinking of that Maroon 5 song. I'm not even gonna try to hit this high note, but the chorus is like, I've got these feelings for you, and I can't help myself no more. That's a good song. If you want me to let me use you, and I do. Okay. We have the Empress. If the Empress was an oracle card, it would probably be this one. The Empress is ruled by Venus. It's love. And this is so beautiful. Like, this is like the embodiment of love. The major arcana of love. Divine love. I do think when they reach out, you will be able to see them, which means that it's either going to be, well, actually, I can think of a few different scenarios. It could very well be in person, because obviously when you're in person, you can see them. It could be like a video call, so you can see their face. At the very least, it could be like an app where you can see the person's picture. Like, I'm thinking of apps where like every time the person sends a message, there's like their little icon of like their profile picture next to the message. Because it's just coming through that when they reach out, you'll be able to see their face. So it's like you're receiving their message and seeing their face at the same time. And you're like, damn, I feel like both of you are strongly attracted to each other, just like physically. There could be some synastry with your Venus signs. Like, you could have the same Venus sign, or you could have like a Venus trine Venus situation, or something with Moon and Venus, or Ascendant and Venus that's coming through as well. But I feel like in the moment, you're just like both so enamored with each other. Like, oh my gosh, you look so good. You're so beautiful, like inside and out. It's a beautiful moment. It's a beautiful exchange, because, I mean, I've already said this many times, but this is an offering that's coming from the soul. So, you know, there is this kind of horny energy here with the devil, but I want to be very clear that this is not just like a matter of lust or of like physical chemistry. this is divine, and this this energy here is more just like a byproduct of the divinity, if that makes sense. So I think I want to say you can trust them. And I think the reason I feel called to say that is not because you would feel compelled to distrust them, but just because I really do think sometimes that doubtful part of our brain is so strong that even when someone is approaching us with the purest of intentions, it can be like, oh, they're just saying that, or like, you can't really believe that, especially if you have past wounds of receiving insincere love or receiving conditional love. It can make it hard to fully be open and believe and trust when someone is genuinely offering you that unconditional love with no strings attached. And that is what this person is offering to you. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Six of Wands. This is quite funny to me because this is very much a card that makes me think of admiration and crushing. And we've been talking about that quite a bit in this group. We've been talking about pride. So I think there's definitely a swallowing of pride that is happening when they reach out to you. Also, sometimes I see with this card that someone is feeling like they're out of my league, and that could be mutual. But the Six of Wands is a victory that makes you feel really confident and gives you an ego boost. So I think you're probably feeling really special when they reach out to you, because you are, because they're literally telling you and they're literally showing you how much you mean to them. And you're like, oh, me? Like, that's kind of the feeling. And if you return the emotion, if you return these feelings and this love back to them, then they will feel like this too. They'll be like, oh my gosh, really? Like, it's very sweet. I feel like I've been kind of saying that about all the groups, but there's just a lot of sweet energy today. And this really seems like an interaction that would end with both of you feeling just like over the moon. Yeah. But I think, like, this is why I feel like your love for each other is so pure, because even if it was one-sided, I feel like you would still always have love for each other and support each other. So let's say they confess their love to you and you're like, no, I don't feel that way about you. They'd be like, okay, well then I'm just gonna send you love and I'll always support you. Like, it's like they wouldn't be mad or take it personal or expect anything back from you, because they just love you unconditionally. Yeah. And I heard something like, just getting to share that with you in itself is a gift. Just the act of being able to express love. Like, oh, this is a soul talking, because I'm like, just being able to be in this body and express love and have like love come through this vessel and I get to like share it with people and share it with the world. Like, that in itself is already a gift. And so, I mean, if you respond to it, that's amazing. But if not, I'm just gonna keep pouring love out of my being, because that's all I know how to do for you. Like, this is soul love, my friends. This is divine love. This is beautiful. Okay, so this is the extended reading that I've thought of for this group based on the messages we got here. So we are going to see what will surprise you about their confession, so to speak, like their expression of feelings to you, what you don't see coming, what will happen if you respond, or what will happen if you tell them how you feel. We will see times, places, as well as signs and synchronicities that could be significant to this connection. So these don't necessarily have to be in the near future. What's happening in the near future is them reaching out to you, but these could be like any point in the future, any time that's going to be significant. So could be the near future, could be a little bit farther. But we'll take a look at that. And then I put this at the very end just in case. Like, I'm pretty sure if you've watched the reading to this point, you're on board with some spicy messages pertaining to this person. But if you're not, you could exit the extended before this section. But I think just based on what we're seeing here, I think we could dive a little bit into some spicy messages. Whatever wants to come through. So yeah, if that sounds good to you, the extended is going to be linked down below in the description as well as in the pinned comment. It will be available on a few different platforms, so you can choose whichever one works best for you. There's an option for just this extended, and there's an option for monthly memberships where you can access all of the extendeds that go up every month. If you are considering a membership option, just be sure to read the description of the different levels so you know exactly what you're getting. And I'm super grateful to everyone who considers that option. If you are gonna leave the reading here, thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm gonna have linked down below my Instagram, my memberships, which I just mentioned. There are all the extendeds as well as full-length exclusive pick a card readings for the members. My music channel, which includes the intro song of this video, that is an original song. I'll also have my latest release linked down below. So thank you so much. I'm sending so much love to you, your person, your higher selves, your beautiful souls, your spirit guides, your spiritual teams. Oh, not the camera timer was at 4444 when I said the thing about beautiful souls. Okay, your spirit guides, sending love to your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.